Turn to Section 1 of Practice Listening 8. Section 1. You will hear a conversation. The conversation is between a man and a lady related to market research for a new beauty spa. You have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that there is an example which has been done for you. The conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. I'm sorry to disturb you. Can I ask you some questions?
What is it related to?
We're doing a market research for a new beauty spa starting in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, okay.
Market research is on a new beauty spa. So the answer to the question is new beauty spa, which is written as an answer for the example. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. I'm so sorry to disturb you. Can I ask you some questions?
What is it related to?
We are doing a market research for a new beauty spa starting in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, okay.
Great. Shall we start first with some personal background information?
No problem.
So, are you working?
Yes, I am an advocate, but I am doing private practice.
Your age?
29.
Right, okay. And can you tell me about your salary? Only if you don't mind.
Not a problem. It's $80,000 annual.
Thank you. Right, so how often do you visit the beauty spa? And what would you say is your main reason for visiting the spa?
Well, my work schedule is such, so beauty spa is a very important part of my life. It helps me in getting rejuvenated, and I feel fresh, like a flower which comes fresh from the garden.
Fine. How many times in a month or an average do you visit the spa?
Not a lot, really. I usually visit once or sometimes twice a month.
Now look at questions 6 to 10. As the talk continues, answer questions 6 to 10.
So, what time of the day do you like to go to the spa?
Well, I generally prefer midday time if I'm free, but if I'm busy, then in the evening.
And what about the duration of the time that you spend in the beauty spa?
Well, again, it depends on my free time. If I have time then, I spend almost 2 to 3 hours in the spa. And sometimes I just go for 15 to 30 minutes.
And what sorts of packages do you go for?
Well, I like pampering myself, so packages related to hair, skin and body massages.
Fine. And do you prefer going to one beauty spa or visiting different ones?
Well, actually, I think that every spa has the basic packages to offer. But if I find something different, then I don't mind to try it out.
So, if you want to give them an advice, what would you give them?
I think I would advise them to pay a lot of attention to the quality of the services. The multi-package system should be good and should have worth. People are very demanding these days about the package, and they should do these kinds of research, like, talking with their potential customers.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Oh yes, definitely.
Great.
So, is this beauty spa for both males and females?
Oh, it is for both. It is a unisex beauty spa. You see, these days both males and females are interested in getting rejuvenated.
Yes, that is true.
And would you be willing to attend our special promotions for the new spa? So, do you want to be subscribed as our customer on our mailing list?
Actually, I would rather prefer not to, but only if you'll send the information about the promotion you mentioned.
May I have your name and address?
Of course. My name is Angelina and address is 42 Downtown, New York.
Thank you so much for sparing your time. We look forward to seeing you.
Definitely. Okay, thanks.
That is the end of section 1. You now have some time to check your answers. Now turn to Section 2. Section 2. You are going to hear a radio presenter giving a talk about fast food eating points. He is talking about their origin, establishment, facilities and popularity. The talk will be beneficial for the people who search for new outlets to eat outside. First look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen to the recording and answer questions 11 to 15.
A fast food restaurant, also known as a quick service restaurant, QSR, within the industry, is a specific type of restaurant characterized both by its fast food cuisine and by minimal table service. Food served in fast food restaurants typically caters to a meat-sweet diet and is offered from a limited menu, is cooked in bulk in advance and is kept hot, is finished and packaged to order, and is usually available ready to take away, though seating may be provided. Fast food restaurants are typically part of a restaurant chain or franchise operation, which provisions standardized ingredients and or partially prepared foods and supplies each restaurant through controlled supply chains. The term fast food was recognized in a dictionary by Merriam-Webster in 1951.
Now look at questions 16 to 20. As the talk continues, answer questions 16 to 20.
Arguably, the first fast food restaurant originated in the United States with A&W in 1919 and White Castle in 1921. Today, American-founded fast food chains such as McDonald's and KFC are multinational corporations with outlets across the globe. William Ingram's and Walter Anderson's White Castle system created the first fast food supply chain to provide meat, buns, paper goods, and other supplies to their restaurants, pioneered the concept of the multi-state hamburger restaurant chain, standardized the look and construction of the restaurants themselves, and even developed a construction division that manufactured and built the chain's prefabricated restaurant buildings. The McDonald's Speed Service System, and much later, Ray Kroc's McDonald's Outlets and Hamburger University were all built on principles, system, and practices that White Castle had already established between 1923 and 1932. While fast food restaurants usually have a seating area in which customers can eat the food on the premises, orders are designed to be taken away and traditional table service is rare. Orders are generally taken and paid for at the wide counter, with the customer waiting by counter for a tray or container for their food. A drive-through service can allow customers to order and pick up food from their cars. Nearly since its inception, fast food has been designed to be eaten on the go and often does not require traditional cutlery and is eaten as finger food. Common menu items as fast food outlets include fish and chips, sandwiches, hamburgers, fried chicken, French fries, chicken nuggets, tacos, pizza, and ice cream. Although many fast food restaurants offer slower food like chili, mashed potatoes, and salads, modern commercial fast food is highly processed and prepared on a large scale from bulk ingredients using standardized cooking production methods and equipment. It is usually rapidly served in cartons or bags, or in plastic wrapping, in a fashion which reduces operating costs by allowing rapid product identification and counting, promoting longer holding time, avoiding transfer of bacteria, and facilitating order fulfillment. In most fast food operations, menu items are generally made from processed ingredients prepared at central supply facilities and then shipped to individual outlets where they are cooked, usually by grill, microwave, or deep frying, or assembled in a short amount of time either in anticipation of upcoming orders, i.e. to stock, or in response to actual orders, i.e. to order. Because of commercial emphasis on taste, uniformity and low cost, fast food products are made with ingredients formulated to achieve an identifiable flavor, aroma, texture, and mouthfeel to preserve freshness and control handling costs during preparation and order fulfillment. This requires a high degree of food engineering. The use of additives including salt, sugar, flavorings, and preservatives and processing techniques may limit the nutritional value of the final product.
That is the end of section 2. You now have some time to check your answers. Now turn to section 3. Section 3. In this section, you will listen to an interview with Cinnamon McIntosh, who is a water conservation specialist for the Casitas Municipal Water Conservation. She is going to give some steps to save water. Now look at questions 21 to 26. Listen to the interview conversation and answer questions 21 to 26. Hey, Cinnamon McIntosh, welcome to our studio. First, I would like to tell our viewers that Cinnamon is a water conservation specialist for the Casitas Municipal Water Conservation, which is necessary to provide water to many cities where scarcity of water is very common. So, my first question is, what do you think about your job?
Well, my job as a water conservationist depends on my own ability to start and sustain conversations among people about water.
Oh, it's very surprising. I thought it starts from measures and techniques to save water. So, what type of conversations do you conduct?
I start my talk about where the water comes from, how they use it, and what do they do to save water.
Good. How do you identify people? You call them to your office or approach them in their office? It's very difficult.
No, I just approach people in their home, neighbourhood, coffee shop, or in a meeting in an office.
Do they cooperate or feel reluctant?
Most of the people say we are not currently in drought, so why should we conserve water?
Oh, it's surprising. So, how do you respond to it? It's again very difficult.
My standard response to this question is, the opposite of conservation is wasting. Most of us feel uncomfortable wasting money, fuel, and other items because fear of running out of things is there. Think, if we will not save water, what will happen? If we run out of water, life without water is impossible. So to save our future, we have to save water today.
You've also made me think about it. How do you proceed next?
It's very easy. I give them some time to think how they waste water at home.
Do they come forward with answers?
Yes, sure, some of them say they waste a lot of time, water, in washrooms while brushing and taking a bath. The taps are always running. Other females say most of them waste water in kitchen while washing utensils and vegetables. Some males say they never bother about leaking taps and water seepages. Some other males said they use long pipes for vehicle washing and to water plants in lawns.
Oh, amazing. What an introspection. So, what do you do next to carry out your role?
When people come forward, it becomes easy to say your things. Here starts my job.
Now look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen to the second half of the recording and answer questions 27 to 30. How do you present your conservation of water?
We actually work in a team. I'm not alone. My job is to convince them for conservation and action, and the follow-up is kept by other members of the team.
I'm getting very much interested in this. What next?
Then I make them understand about saving water at their home. I discuss small steps which can be taken at an individual level.
What are they?
Very small things which even a child can do. Firstly, whenever you brush, don't let the tap run continuously, but use a mug. Similarly, it is applicable. While taking a bath, use a bucket to save water. Secondly, in kitchen, females keep the water running continuously while washing vegetables and cleaning utensils. There is a lot of wastage of water. Instead, they can collect water and then dip the vegetables and wash. Don't throw this water in the drain pipe, rather throw it in your kitchen garden or pots to water the plants. Thirdly, don't use pipes for washing vehicles, use buckets and mugs. And last but not least, plant the garden, don't let pipes running continuously, use other methods of irrigation like sprinkling or using fountains to water flower beds.
Oh my God, your methods are very easy to follow, and I agree, every member wastes a lot of water every day at home. These techniques will save a lot of water. Is the government taking any initiative to save water?
Government is taking many steps like making water bodies, changing irrigation techniques, using rainwater, etc. But if people waste water unnecessarily, the steps will not be of much use.
How do you and the members of your team do the follow-up?
Oh, it's really interesting. Our team makes people fill up a feedback form every 6 months in which they give us details of how they save water. You will be surprised to know some of them have joined our team to help us.
That's really amazing. If I have to join, what should I do?
Nothing special. You can visit our website. There is a form for volunteer workforce that you can fill. Our team will contact you and then you can join us.
So, how did you feel talking from this platform?
Oh, it's exceptionally amazing to convey the cause to the masses.
Thank you. That is the end of section 3. You now have some time to check your answers. Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You will hear an extract in the form of a talk given by a student who is conducting a research on American parrot, scarlet macaw. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 35. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 35.
The scarlet macaw is a large red, yellow, and blue South American parrot, a member of a large group of neotropical parrots called macaws. It is native to the humid evergreen forest of tropical South America. Range extends from extreme southeastern Mexico to Amazonian Peru, Bolivia, Venezuela, and Brazil in lowlands from 500 meters or 1,640 feet and at least formerly from 1,000 meters or 3,281 feet. It has suffered from local extinction through habitat destruction and capture for the parrot trade, but locally it remains fairly common. Formerly, it ranged from northern to southern Tamaulipas. It can still be found on the island of Corba, but is the national bird of Honduras. It is about 81 centimeters long, which is more than half its pointed, graduated tail typical of all macaws, though the scarlet macaw has a large percentage of tail than the other larger macaws. The average weight is about 1 kilogram. The plumage is mostly scarlet, but the rump and the tail covert feathers are light blue. The greater upper wings are yellow. The upper sides of the wing and tail flight feathers are dark red with metallic gold iridescence. Some individuals may have green in the wings. There is bare white skin around the eye from there to the bill. Tiny white feathers are contained on the face patch. The upper mandible is most pale horn in color and lower is black. Juveniles have dark eyes. Adults have light yellow eyes.
Now look at questions 36 to 40. Now listen to the second half of the recording and answer questions 36 to 40.
It is frequently confused with the slightly larger green-winged macaw, which has more distinct red lines on the face and no yellow in the wing. Scarlet macaws make a very loud, high and sometimes low-pitched throaty squawks, squeaks and screams designed to carry many miles to call for their groups. The scarlet macaw can live up to 75 years in captivity, although a more typical lifespan is 40 to 50 years. In May 2013, it was announced that a team of scientists led by Dr. Christopher M. Seabury and Dr. Ian Tizard of Texas A&M University have sequenced the complete genome of scarlet macaw. A typical sighting is of a single bird or a pair flying above the forest canopy, though in some areas flocks can be seen. They may gather at clay licks. Scarlet macaws mostly eat fruits, nuts and seeds, including large, hard seeds. Scarlet macaws mate for life. The hen lays 2 or 3 white eggs in a tree cavity, the female incubutes the eggs for about 5 weeks, and the chick fledge from the nest about 90 days after hatching and leaving their parents about a year later. Juveniles reach sexual maturity at 5 years of age. The South American range is extensive and covers the Amazon basin, extending to Peru, east of the Andes, to Bolivia and Paraguay. In Central America, the range extends from extreme eastern and southern Mexico and Panama through Guatemala and Belize, the island of Coba, and infrequently on the mainland of Panama, and 2 isolated regions on the Pacific coast of Costa Rica. The Carora National Park and Peninsula de Osa are home of these colorful and fascinating birds.
That is the end of section 4. Now you have some time to check your answers. That is the end of practice listening test 8.